Now this is going back a couple of weeks, but we definitely had to do that because once you guys decide on what we purchase, I actually have to go out as the investment portfolio manager that I am to actually purchase and procure all the Pokemon cards that you guys actually decided on. So in our third to last vote, we decided to add some promo cards to the community portfolio, and I asked you guys which promo card from 2020 should we invest in. There were a lot of really strong choices. This was a hard vote, and of these 5 choices, we were choosing between 4 illustration Charizard for $100, 2 special delivery Pikachu for $120, and remember these were prices from I would say 3 weeks ago, so prices have swung a little bit since then. Don't go asking me like, where can I buy one of these cards for these prices right now. For $100 you could get 2 pairs of gold ultra premium Zacian and Zamazenta gold cards. These look really legit, and that would have been cool to add to the portfolio. For $100 we could have gone 4 Kanazawa Pikachu, and for $100 we could have gone 2 Vivid Voltage pre-release Charizard. All strong options, and these are long-term options. These are not options that I think we should be thinking about for the next week or 2. These are cards that you might want to hold for years down the line. We'll definitely consider if we want to hold them or sell them if we procure more cards down the line. But of these 5 choices, the winner was the illustration Charizard. 4 illustration Charizard for $100 got 34% of the vote, a very strong showing. The second runner up was actually 2 special delivery Pikachu. I think a lot of people were super hyped for the special delivery Pikachu as well. Those cards are doing great. A real North American exclusive card, which we don't see too often. But the community voted for 4 illustration Charizard for $100. So I, being the great investment portfolio manager that I am, actually went and purchased 4 illustration Charizard from a vendor in Japan. So let's go check out the cards that we purchased. All right, here is our mail from Japan, straight from Kyoto, our 4 illustration Charizard. This card is only available as a Japanese promo card, and it is a card that a lot of people are excited about because we just haven't seen an illustration Charizard before. In fact, I haven't seen any other Pokemon YouTuber open up an illustration Charizard. Now, I know that I follow a lot of YouTubers, but I haven't seen anyone open this card at all. No one's purchased it, no one's talking about it, which is really surprising because I figured more people would be excited for this card. So this is actually my first time seeing this card in person with you guys. So this is actually pretty exciting. Wow, what did they do with this package? All right, I figured it out. And what do we have in here? Okay, there's the vendor. And we got ourselves our 4 Charizards. Let's see if I can pull these cards out. Wow, I'm gonna be extra careful of these cards because these are your guys' cards. Don't want to be messing around too much with what the community voted on. And there, we've already seen the front cover of it. This is way too scary. We're gonna have to just destroy this Ziploc bag. I'm not gonna struggle with the cards to pull them out, right? If I can alleviate that, then we'll do it. Wow. It's actually a really gorgeous Charizard card up close and personal. These cards are beautiful. So we purchased 4 of these cards for $100, which goes to right around $25 per card, which is pretty much the going price for these cards. They're not holographic, but it is a really gorgeous card. No wonder this illustration won. If I were to look at the back, I would say that is a solid card. The odds of these cards being coming back as gem mint condition through grading is actually really high. I think it's around 75% to get this card in a PSA 10 right now. Those are basically what the population report is telling me. So there's our first illustration Charizard. We're gonna have to go through these really fast. And as well, in the next vote, I think you guys get to decide what we grade, which is actually pretty exciting because after today's video, we're going to be able to accumulate enough cards to put in our first grading order. And we have a couple of different choices on what cards we should grade or which cards we can sell, because I think there's actually some good cards in our collections that are better off being sold ungraded rather than grading them, because you don't want to grade a card that would actually go down in value after grading. And I think we have some examples of cards that would actually lose value through the purposes of grading. So I think it'll be very educational. Man, these cards are really, really solid. I'm not really seeing any issues with the cards at all. I think this one you can see very barely near the top. There's just a tiny speckle of whitening. Now that doesn't even mean that it's going to become a 9 or something like that. It could still come back as a solid 10 even with that tiny little speck of issues. But yeah, wow, gorgeous cards. The Japanese sellers do not mess around when they sell you cards from Japan. The centering on all these cards is pretty much dead on. I'm not seeing any major issues with the centering at all. So wow, really gorgeous cards. All right, so those are our 4 illustration Charizard. And next up, you guys are going to be able to decide if we want to grade these cards or not. As well, let's check on the very next decision that the community decided on. All right, for our very next vote, and I know a lot of people did not vote on this one. It got kind of buried. We had a lot of news that came out a couple weeks ago, and this was one of the things that sort of just got buried. But there was another community vote, and this time we decided to add some vintage Pokemon cards into the community portfolio, and there were some really strong choices for vintage Pokemon cards that we can add into our collection. I think this is a great example because I wanted to showcase that if you want to purchase vintage Pokemon cards, you don't have to break your bank account. There's plenty of really gorgeous vintage Pokemon cards that have a lot of growth potential still that you can purchase for just, you know, well under $100. So we had 4 choices for what categories of vintage Pokemon cards we wanted to dip our portfolio collection into. And those choices were, for $100, we could purchase some Wizard of the Coast Black Star promo cards. And I usually don't throw my influences into this, but the vote has already passed, but this was actually one of my choices. I thought that it would have been a lot of fun to have some Black Star promos because they are super wacky. You have some really cool cards inside of these group, including some like the movie promo Mewtwo that looks really kind of odd looking. There's also Birthday Pikachu, which is a Black Star promo, and it would certainly be a challenge, but I'm pretty confident I can still purchase a decent copy of a Birthday Pikachu card for well under $100. Probably in the $50 to $75 range, I could probably procure a decent copy of a Birthday Pikachu card. The next choice was for $100, we could get some base set Pokemon cards. Everyone loves base set. There are a ton of base set cards that you can still purchase for under $100. We can, in fact, get a lot of holos from the base set unlimited for under $100. The next choice was Skyridge cards. Everyone loves Skyridge. And after that, we had Neo series cards. This was by far probably the closest vote, with the Wizard of the Coast Black Star promos getting 23%, base set cards getting 18% of the votes, Neo series getting 22%, but the winner was Skyridge with 37% of the vote. Now this one was really interesting because everyone knows that Skyridge cards are some of the most expensive cards for vintage Pokemon cards because the print run for Skyridge was so small and all of the cards had really gorgeous artwork that a lot of people want. So it was certainly challenging to purchase Skyridge Pokemon cards for under $100. So let's see what investment portfolio Jake could come up with to satisfy the investment portfolio for the community. All right, let's go over the community purchase of the Skyridge vintage Pokemon cards. Now, I really focus on purchasing some cards that I think are more desirable rather than focusing too heavily on the common and uncommon category. So you'll see that most of the cards we purchase are actually really solid cards, and I didn't want to purchase 20 or 30 Skyridge cards. So we really focused it down. We narrowed it down to only 6 Skyridge cards with our $100, but I think that's all we really needed. I focused on the most popular cards. So first off, I purchased this Eevee for $3 from TCGplayer.com, official partner of the show. And honestly, really solid card. TCG Player is actually where I purchased all of these Skyridge cards this time around. Really solid card, not too bad. This is probably a light played Eevee. You can see that there's a little bit of whitening, but for $3, I think that's a really solid purchase. This is a card that I think we can get graded, and it'll probably bring back $20 to $30 in terms of value after being graded. Perhaps even more. Skyridge is such a popular set right now. So there's our Eevee. That is our first purchase and by far our most cheap Skyridge card. You're going to see that we're going to start to jump up in value very quickly. But the next card that I purchased from Skyridge from TCG Player was our Raikou, which is actually a rare card. You can see right there, it's a rare Raikou. There is a hollow version of this Raikou, I believe. But yeah, really solid card. All of the artwork from Skyridge is really solid. Drawn by the legendary Pokemon card artist Mitsuhiro Arita, the person who actually drew the original Charizard artwork. So a really solid card, gorgeous Raikou card. I actually want to purchase the whole entire set, but the crazy thing is, not all of the legendary Pokemon come in the exact same set. But actually, let's check out the back of this Raikou first. Once again, a really solid Raikou. Purchase price for this Raikou was $16, and I think we did a great job of purchasing this card. Not in perfect condition, but honestly, with vintage Pokemon cards, a lot of people are willing to let the condition slide a little bit. So even a card that is not in mint condition can go for quite a bit. And the next card that we purchased was this Arcanine for $18. The total purchase price went over $100 a little bit for all of our Skyridge cards. But I purchased these during Black Friday, and TCG Player was actually having an amazing deal on Black Friday where we got 10% off. And this actually made a huge difference because it allowed me to go above $100 a little bit and purchase a couple more cards than we anticipated. Really solid Arcanine. I think this card is actually the best quality card. Like, this is honestly close to a pack fresh Skyridge Arcanine, which is actually a rare Pokemon card as well. So if you open up a Skyridge booster pack, which is an extremely expensive booster pack, you could pull this Arcanine. Like, this is a solid pull from a Skyridge pack. A little bit of whitening on the top corner, but honestly, this is pretty much a 9 or an 8 Arcanine. I think closer to a 9. This is a really solid card, and for $18, I think it's honestly a steal. A lot of the Skyridge cards, I was actually surprised by how cheap I was able to procure them by. The next Skyridge card that we purchased was a Pikachu. A little bit more expensive than Arcanine. This Pikachu goes for $19 was the purchase price that we spent on it. And the interesting thing is that Pikachu is actually a common card, but because Pikachu is such a popular card and people are not opening up Skyridge packs anymore, it's really hard to find a decent copy of a Skyridge Pikachu. It's also a very iconic card with its design, you know, kind of a creepy looking Pikachu. I think this one is made of Play-Doh or something like that, and they just took a photo of it. I'll be honest, I actually think it's kind of cute. It's a really cool Pikachu card, and this card, once again, great card to be graded. We spent $19 on this Pikachu, and here's the crazy thing. A Pikachu in this condition And honestly, this is also a really solid Pikachu card. I don't really see any major issue of it. A little bit off center, but a really solid Pikachu card. And this Pikachu is currently worth $35. I checked myself, and that is pretty insane that some of the cards from Skyridge have already increased in value so much since the time of us purchasing these, which was only 2 or 3 weeks ago. So wow, that is a really solid purchase. I think the community actually did the best choice this time around. I would have personally picked the Black Star promos as the winner, and I don't think that would have been the right choice. A lot of the Black Star promo cards are very obscure, and most people don't know about them, but everyone loves Skyridge, and it keeps gaining popularity. The next card that we purchased is another rare card, and this one was, I think, maybe the most expensive card that we bought, which was a Gengar from Skyridge for $25, a rare Gengar. This Gengar does come in a hollow version, but I think the non-hollow version speaks for itself. It's got a very cool artwork. If you see the Gengar, he's in kind of like a doodly temple with some of the legendary bird inside of their statue form. So I think the artwork is very iconic. A lot of people know this artwork. It's honestly a really solid card. And here's the crazy thing. We spent $25 on this Gengar. It's not in mint condition, but a mint condition Gengar is probably going to be going for over $100. So this is probably, you know, light played, maybe moderately played, but still a really solid Gengar. And honestly, if I were to sell this Gengar today, I think I would probably price it close to $40. So instantly, as soon as we purchase this card, the value is already growing. And I honestly think this is also a great card to get graded. Doesn't really matter if it comes back as a 6 or 5. I think just grading it and having its authenticity verified would make it a great card to sell to a lot of people. A lot of people are going to want this card even in a PSA 6 or something like that. It would be still a solid card. In fact, this card in a PSA 6 I could probably sell for, you know, $80 plus. So there's so much value. That's not the last card, by the way. We've got 5 Skyridge cards and 1 more to go. This one came from a TCG player vendor. A little bit late to the party, but better late than never. This was the last card that we purchased. So let's see what we have in here. I definitely wanted to at least open one of these Skyridge cards in front of you guys. If you watched my last opening video, you can actually see me opening up all of the other Skyridge cards. We're gonna have to slice this tape open very carefully. I don't want to damage the community cards. Let's be extra careful of it. All right, and there is our final Skyridge card, and it is actually another rare Skyridge card. This Moltres we purchased for $24. So our total purchase of Skyridge was $105. But remember, we got 10% off from TCG Player. So it's actually a really solid card. I think, wow, it's really gorgeous. Love the Skyridge artwork. Really brings me back. So let's take the card out of its sleeve and check out the condition. There's honestly nothing really wrong with this Skyridge Moltres. Right on the very top of the card, you can see just a little bit of whitening right there, but nothing too crazy. A really solid Skyridge Moltres. I think honestly all of these cards are gorgeous and are well deserving a spot inside of the community collection. I am really happy that we decided to purchase some vintage Skyridge Pokemon cards, and I think these will be going great. It's really hard to find Skyridge nowadays. There just aren't any booster packs of these cards being open anymore, so what's on the market is pretty much the last of what there is available, and there is not many of these cards. If you purchase 2 or 3 of them, you're buying up a large chunk of the market already. So there is our Skyridge lineup, and you guys are going to get to decide whether you want to grade these cards or not. Alright everybody, we are on to our final Rags to Riches Pokemon card vote. This was the latest one and most likely you did get a vote in this one. We decided what was the next Pokemon card product we were going to open, and there were 4 choices. This was our most popular vote yet. There were 4 choices. You could have picked between $150 we would purchase and open a Shining Legends Elite Trainer box. For $100 we could have purchased and opened 3 Tag Team Powers Partnership tins. For $100 we could have opened up 5 Jirachi GX Premium Collection box. And for $150 we could have opened up an Ultra Prism booster box. Now, I think all of these choices are actually really solid, but Shining Legends Elite Trainer box won by a landslide victory of 68%. Now, I actually think a lot of people are missing the trees in this whole entire forest. And the big issue with it is that I think Shining Legends Elite Trainer box was a solid choice. I did not expect it to win by that much of a margin. The last time I opened up a Shining Legend Elite Trainer box, they were going for $80, and I actually broadcasted it as sort of an underrated Elite Trainer box because at the time that I was opening it up, which was a couple of months ago, that Elite Trainer box was chock full of value. If you open it up, you get yourself a promo Ho-Oh card, and that card alone in a PSA 9 condition would have fully paid for the Elite Trainer box in just that one card. And that's a PSA 9. Let's not even talk if you get that card in a PSA 10 where it would have been worth $200 to $300. So it's a great card. Back then, that was a really solid proposition. Now at $150, a Shining Legends Elite Trainer box is a little bit more risky. I think you can still make value from opening up an Elite Trainer box of it, but definitely a lot more difficult. At $150, that Shining Ho-Oh better be a 10 card. It better be pristine or gem mint. And at $150, you are really crossing your fingers that you're finding at least 1 or 2 shining Pokemon, and hopefully it is one of the more popular ones like Shining Rayquaza. So we have our luck cut out for us, but the community's been really solid so far. So let's open up our $150 Shining Legends Elite Trainer box and see what we get inside. Alright, here is our Shining Legends Elite Trainer box that I purchased from a very shady eBay seller with no reviews whatsoever. He swore to me that this Shining Legends Elite Trainer box was 100% legitimate, and he purchased it directly from the Pokemon Center in 2017, the release of Shining Legends. A really solid Elite Trainer box. You can pick yourself up right now for around $150 to $200. Inside of this Elite Trainer box, you get yourself 10 Shining Legends booster packs, as well as a Shining Ho-Oh promo card. Those are the coolest stuff inside of here. You do get yourself some sleeves, which are worth a couple of extra dollars, but nothing too crazy. It does come with a player's guide explaining what the best cards are inside of this set. It's a marginally small set with nothing really too ridiculous in terms of pulls. There are some cool cards inside of here, especially I think the most exciting cards would be one of the Mewtwo, right? You could get yourself the Mewtwo GX Hyper Rare, the full art card, or you can get yourself the Test Tube Mewtwo, which is a fan favorite. So those would be some of the big hitters outside of the Legends or the Shining Pokemon. I almost said the Legends Pokemon. The way that they did this Elite Trainer box is kind of funky. It's a little bit different. You guys see that pack back there? There's an extra pack in the very bottom. It must have fallen through. You get yourself some Shining Legends sleeves. Nothing too ridiculous. The design of it is okay. Not a super popular sleeve. But yep, let's check out the booster packs that we get inside. Did we actually get an extra booster pack, or was that one that just fell to the bottom? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? No, we only have 10 booster packs. So we did not get an extra one. That's a bummer. Although we do get ourselves a Shining Ho-Oh promo card. I'm gonna be extra careful with this card, but I really dig it. This is a cool card. I'll be surprised. I think we actually have a perfectly centered Shining Ho-Oh card. I think this card is very legitimately a PSA 10 Shining Ho-Oh. So here's another card to see if we want to get graded or not. There is our Shining Ho-Oh. I'm gonna put a price on the screen right now, and that is the price of a ungraded Shining Ho-Oh, but this is a perfectly aligned Shining Ho-Oh. I see no issue with this card whatsoever. This is immaculate. If I were to look at the back, centering is not perfect, but it's good enough. Honestly, that's really, oh my gosh. Do you guys see that? Oh my gosh. That is devastating. Oh no. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. The card came a little bit damaged. Oh, that is devastating. Oh, that is really devastating. Yeah, that's gonna hurt the grade on it. I'm not sure if we even want to grade it at this point. It's still a good card. I don't know how much damage that really hurts the card. It might go down to a 9 or an 8 even, maybe even lower. I just really don't know how much that impacts the value of the card. But yeah, we got some whitening right there. That is seriously unfortunate. The community collection has taken a ever slight setback, but once again, that's just part of the luck. So there is our Shining Ho-Oh card. Now let's open up some Shining Legends booster pack and see if our luck does not improve. There are a lot of solid pulls inside of Shining Legends that we can definitely get. And you do get yourself a holo inside of every single booster pack, which I think is really solid. We do 3 to the front, and let's check out some Shining Legends cards. A really solid set. The prices on the Elite Trainer boxes have been slowly climbing up in value, and there's absolutely no reason to expect that this set is going to be reprinted. So it's certainly a solid set to invest in, sealed long term as well. We did not have to open this Elite Trainer box, but where's the fun in that, right? If you have a couple of booster packs, might as well crack them open and see if you can't pull yourself a hyper rare Mewtwo. There's quite a few solid Mewtwo's in this set. I think there's like 4 Mewtwo's in the whole entire set, which is a lot. There are a lot of other Shining Pokemon inside the set too. A Shining Jirachi or a Shining Mew. There is a Shining Mew in this set, as well as a Shining Rayquaza. Those are going to be the big hitting cards that we're after. There is the Shining Mew in front of the booster pack. That is a very blue Mew. I'd be really happy if we get it. If we can pull a Shining Mew or a Shining Rayquaza, then that would certainly significantly improve the value of an Elite Trainer box, since those cards are worth, you know, the price of an Elite Trainer box on their own inside of their PSA 10 form. You're not going to get the full value from a PSA 9, but even then, wow, really solid card inside of a set. We do 1, 2, 3 to the front. Let's toss that energy. Check out our very next pack. Our pull rate's been a little bit lackluster in those first 3 packs, but I'm still hopeful. We got enough packs left over to see some cool stuff. Reshiram Holo Rare. That is certainly a cool card to get. Shining Legends is starting to get pretty expensive, so now most people aren't going to be opening up booster packs of these sets as they used to. Even up to as close to as 6 months ago, I was still seeing lots of people open up Shining Legends, but they just don't open the booster packs for this set as they used to. Let's do the back. Breloom holographic reverse, and in the back we got Keldeo holographic rare. Now this is a tough pill to swallow. We are 5 packs in and we're seeing some serious dud. Is this how the community portfolio is going to end up, with just nothing? You know, that would be pretty devastating. It was certainly a dream that we could see if our portfolio would double or triple in value by the end of the year. But wow, Marshall holographic rare, 6 packs in and not a single ultra rare pull. This is devastating. Wow. Hopefully we gotta have a comeback. Come on. There's still enough time to bring us back into the light. Certainly it only takes one really solid card to do it. We got Ivysaur, Switch, holographic reverse, and a full art card in the back. It is Entei GX full art. All right, first solid hit, Entei GX. We would have definitely preferred to see the Mewtwo GX full art, but an Entei full art is still a solid hit. That is a nice pull. With 3 booster packs left, I think odds are in our favor that we're going to see at least 2 more hits is what I would like to see. Certainly 3 hits inside of a Elite Trainer box for Shining Legends is fairly average. So since we have 3 packs left, I'm going to assume that at least 2 of these packs have something decent inside of them. And if there was ever a time for a comeback, it would certainly be in this set. Wow, holo rare. All right. 2 more booster packs to make the comeback happen. We do 1, 2, 3 to the front. I am on the edge of my seat right now because I really want to know what's in these last 2 packs. These really make it or break it for this set right now for us. Oh, Water Energy, holographic reverse. I didn't know that was in this set. And we got Hoopa, holo rare. And on to our final Shining Legends booster pack. Is this how we fall into the night? Because this was not something I was certainly expecting. We do 1, 2, 3 to the front. Let's toss that energy. And we got ourselves Arbok, Venusaur, Switch, Purloin, Larvesta, Lin, Breloom, Voltorb, Litten, holographic reverse, and in the back we got ourselves, there it is, the Shining Rayquaza. This card is exactly what we were looking for. Let's see if the Shining Rayquaza brings us back into the light. Gorgeous card. Wow. Last pack magic, exactly what we were needing. All right, let's check out the art. And the centering is really solid. This is nice. This is exactly what we were looking for. No issue or damage on this Shining Rayquaza at all. The centering, once again, not the perfect centering, but that is good centering as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing really major to complain about this Shining Rayquaza. Let's do a price check on a PSA 10 Shining Rayquaza right now on the screen. And certainly this card could completely bring us back into the positive in just one card. It really all takes. Now it's going to cost us, I would say, $50 to get this card graded by PSA, but it might be worth it. That's up for you guys to decide, but beautiful card. Wow, bringing us right back with the final pull. Now certainly I would have liked to see one more hit, but I can't complain. The Shining Rayquaza is pretty much what you want to see inside of your Elite Trainer box. Right outside of this, you might want the Shining Mew or maybe a test tube Mewtwo, but certainly this is a pretty much about as solid of a hit as I could have really hoped for. All right, everybody, I've tallied up all the cards, and outside of our polls in today's video, we also have to account for $5 worth of Pokemon bulk cards. These are uncommon and common Pokemon cards, and they're currently worth right around $5 for 100 cards. We also have some holo rares, right around $1 worth of holo rare cards from Shining Legends, as well as $1 worth in holographic reverses. So I'm going to be adding up the total value of our Elite Trainer box now on the screen. But outside of this total value, we could grade our Pokemon card to significantly increase the price of the Elite Trainer box in terms of value of what we got. Certainly the best pull would have been the Shining Rayquaza. The Shining Ho-Oh, boy, we would have loved to see this card get graded, but unfortunately with the damage, it's definitely going to hinder the value of this card. Might still worth being graded, but certainly not a gem mint card anymore. So that one would probably go into the $10 grading category. As well, we got the Entei full art and another solid card that might be worth getting graded, although the centering on this card is unfortunately pretty poor. Still a solid card if we want to get it graded. All right, thank you so much for watching the Rags to Riches investment portfolio number 3, and that was a really solid video. I know it's a long one because we covered so many different cards, from all the Shining Legends cards to the Skyridge card, as well as the illustration Charizard. I think the next big decision is going to be which card we want to get graded. There's going to be a couple of votes on that. I'm going to show you guys clear pictures of every single card so you guys can make an informed decision. I'll see you then. If you're looking to know where to vote, check the link down in the description. It's going to take you right to the TwicebakedJake community page, and from there you can see all of our most recent votes as well as all the discussions happening right now on the hobby. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.